everybody. Hope you are doing well. Got another vid dropping here. I'm excited to share this. This is a long time coming, I think. I don't know, maybe. Uh, this is PowerShell-Hunter. If you haven't been following along, PowerShell-Hunter is a suite of tools to help defenders, DFIR experts, or people who are interested in doing things with PowerShell. And the tool set comes with a bunch of things. You can analyze different artifacts on Windows. And so we did a season 1, and it was fun. I think it was pretty cool. I learned a lot. I learned a lot of stuff about just different Windows forensics things, and we shipped a bunch of tools with season 1. Kind of, I guess, the recap, since we haven't been hanging out a lot lately on this stuff. First one is like 4104 analysis, just kind of rips through, looks at different things. It uses an input to look for patterns in the 4104 event logs. Probably one of the more intense pieces of code in here is the Active Directory threat hunting suite. It's a lot. I think it's broken, so I need to fix that. But it's really cool. And once it's working again, we'll ship some new demos on this. It's actually pretty sweet. The testing tools, which we talked about in another video with Claude finding an APT, that comes from that tool set. Most recently used, we rip out all the data for MRU. We look at background activity stuff, PCA, user assist, prefetch hunter, shellbag, and whatnot. And I think we've talked a little bit about season 2, at least in the past. Season 2 is meant to kind of go a step further and dive more into like analyzing things. So I have written most of the code for a kind of like a machine learning way to review your Active Directory logs. So it's kind of an extension to the AD threat hunting. It's mostly working. I'm pretty excited about it. It's a little wild. I think it's different than what we're used to seeing for like open source things like this that are just getting pumped out. But hey, we're here for season 2. Let's kick it off first with just like a quick one. This is called Jump List Analyzer, and quick little link on the front has a README. I kind of called it Jumpy Explo. I thought it was kind of cool, and I just shipped it, so it's out. This came about because I was reading a blog one day earlier this year, apparently, from Huntress. And they mentioned a small little tiny artifact in here where they said, when we examined the jump list artifacts from the affected host, we noticed even more threat actor activity. And I was like, what's a jump list? And to me, it was pretty new. So I was like, I don't know what that is. So jump lists are basically feature or artifacts within Windows. They get written to disk. It kind of shows you the recently opened files, a little bit of the app execution history, timestamps, and things like that. Or if things are deleted, you can actually carve the file system and look for deleted. So it's kind of cool. So I try to implement most of this into PowerShell, and I think it does a really good job. Basic usage, you can just run it. It'll go grab what's out there. You can carve for deleted. You can specify times. You can also include the slack space on Windows, so you can, really pull out some old artifacts. You can specify the file paths as well and pull them out that way. README goes through everything, talks about all this, gives you a little bit of the details about everything in here too, so you can kind of see all of the different artifacts and whatnot. It is very modularized. I wanted to be a little bit cleaner in season 2, not just have like these giant code bases. So hopefully it's a little bit easier to see and understand. And I think for the most part, if you're going to analyze jump lists, you probably are going to pull them back. So pull them back, run the script against like a directory or something. That might be your best bet. So yeah, here's the blog. And then while I was digging in, there was a really cool tool Eric Zimmerman wrote. It's another jump list parser explorer tool. Wanted to share it. I reference it in the README along with the Huntress blog, but it kind of goes into a little bit, probably more deeper-y focus to what you might probably want to use. But from just a learning experience, check it out. You might see some cool stuff. And so this is the output from it. And you can see I don't use a lot of this machine, so I went ahead and I just ran it, carved a bunch of, or it attempted to carve things. But this is what it found, like Windows Terminal, any arguments related to it, like browser, launching and stuff. If I had more artifacts on here, it'd probably be a lot sexier, but I don't. And timestamps. And so if I click here, I think you probably see this just fine. I'll zoom in, enhance. I'm just gonna run it just so you get a good feel. I just downloaded it a second ago, so or a little bit ago, and so just have to keep typing that until I approve. But you can kind of see it's pretty fast. Scroll up here so we can see what just happened. It does, like I said, it checks the slack space, carves things out. It will attempt to extract anything it possibly can find. It's a little verbose, but I made it verbose because I was like, how does this thing, how can we show and like extract enough information and kind of like have people better explore jump lists. So here's a output of one of them here. Verbosity again, just wanted to, as I was exploring it, I wanted to see these things kind of go down live. So you kind of get a little bit of details here. It does extract to CSV, HTML. The probably sexier version is like the HTML, which we see in the background. Checked out. But yeah, that's Jumpy Explo. And check it out. Play with it. Throw it in your lab. Carve some stuff. See what happens. And happy season 2. Like I said, we'll have some cool machine learning Active Directory stuff coming up here real soon. All native in Windows, by the way, because you could do it in .NET. Anyway, that's for the next few. So thank you for listening, and be sure to check out all the other videos that are out there. Have a good day. Woo.